Hello, I'd like to welcome Andrew from Telleroo, who's very kindly agreed to join us today to tell us more about their amazing payment service. So, Andrew, would you
Thank you
like to
so
tell
much.
us a bit about Telleroo?
So Telleroo enables in-house and external finance teams to make payments really simply. You can connect it up to Xero and we can bring in the payments without you having to do any manually keying in anything or validating pays. Everything's handled on behalf of yourselves.
Fantastic. That sounds like it could be really efficient and very useful to our clients. What situations might the service be most useful?
If you have a lot of supplier payments or a lot of supplier payments that are changing regularly, even when you get to about maybe 10 to 20 payments a month, it's taking up maybe 1 or 2 hours of your month, and that can be reduced straight down to about 5 minutes with Telleroo, which is great. You have added approval processes in there, you have the validations as well. So you're really, really confident when you're making these payments that they are going out perfectly and they're taking you, 80% less time.
Thank you for that. So we're a Zero Gold partner, and it's really important to us that Telleroo would work well with Xero. Is that the case?
Yeah. So what we've got is we've got a app on the Xero marketplace, and we not only are able to pick up your payments that you mark as paid in Xero and pull it into your account in Telleroo, but also if you make any changes in Telleroo, let's say, for example, you cancel a payment or you decide you don't want to pay something, we update Telleroo, update Xero, sorry. So you've got a nice two-way sync there. And that means that you're not having to repeat any work and you're not going to get any suppliers ringing you up going, hey, I haven't been paid, and it shows in Xero that they have been paid. We're avoiding all this, and we're going to be building on top of this integration and making it even better in the coming future as well.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. I mean, we're already finding that Telleroo is very time saving and we enjoy using it. We're very aware that you make a lot of updates and improvements, which really helps us. And we're always excited to see what you'll be bringing next. Why should our clients choose Telleroo rather than perhaps another method of bulk payments provider?
Yeah, it's the simplicity. We're all about keeping the amount of time that you spend in Telleroo to a minimum. So any feature that we release, we're actually always monitoring, for example, how long someone stays in the app. And if it increases the time, then we know we've kind of failed our job, because we're always trying to keep it really, really short. We don't want you sat there for an hour doing payments, keying it all in. We're all about, let's reduce that time right down to a minimum. And like I said, it's about 5 minutes per pay run, which is massively down when the average right now, I think, is like 2 to 3 hours when people are just keying in payments for 20 payees or bills, for example.
Exactly. I mean, just think of all the things that business owners or the person responsible making for the payment can be doing with that time rather than just making payments.
Yeah, and that's it. And people just expect that that's the way it is. When you're a business owner or even in the finance department, you just think, oh, okay, I've got to make payments and it's 2 hours of my life, and I've just got to expect that. But it's not the way. There's a really easy way, and you can automate that all. Get rid of all payment anxiety, which is, I mean, any payment that I make, I always feel, oh my God, am I sending it to the right bank details? Is this the right amount? But you don't have to worry about any of that because it's all automated, and we'll flag, any of those high risk changes that happen, like a new payee or an updated payee's details as well. This all gets flagged to you in there.
That all sounds really good. So we've talked about supplier payments. Can any other payments be made through Telleroo?
Yeah, so we're connected to Xero mostly at the moment, but we're also going to be integrating with Xero Payroll, and that means that you'll be able to sync the payroll directly into Telleroo without having to use a file export from Xero. Right now, you can actually just export a file from inside Xero, but like I said, this payroll sync is coming probably in the next 2 weeks, which is really good. So by the end of April, that'll be out. And then for your expenses, they can be treated like bills in Xero. So again, you can pay them through Telleroo using that auto sync. And then any other payments, we actually have a custom CSV. It's really simple. You've just got your amount, account number, sort code, and reference in the CSV, and you can just import it that way. So this can be a HMRC payment. You can set it up on behalf of your client, which is really nice. So they don't have to worry about the reference or the amounts being wrong, which is, I mean, I don't understand HMRC payments, and I'm like, I'm glad I don't have to handle these anymore, because I always panic whenever I try and send them. So this handles everything, which is great.
No, you're quite right about those references on the HMRC payments. It is good to get any help you can with items like that.
Yeah.
We are particularly excited as a firm to see the new developments in the payroll payments that are coming through, because at the moment we download and upload, which doesn't take very long, but we're very keen to save even more time by using the new development that's out soon.
It'll be really good. We're really excited for it. And I think you're going to be one of the first firms to try it out, which is really, really good.
Oh, that's really exciting. Fantastic. So I guess one thing our clients might well be interested in is how much time do they have to give between transferring their funds across to Telleroo and the payments being made. I mean, we always like to try and be as organised as possible, but sometimes things can be a little last minute. So how quickly can a payment be made once money's been transferred?
So, I mean, maybe I'll just tell you a bit about how Telleroo works. And what we do is we set up an e-money account in your client's name. So your client is technically just sending funds to themselves. Telleroo never holds the funds. And this e-money account means they get their own account number and sort code. And whenever they transfer funds across, as long as they're using the faster payment, which is the normal payment method, it's instant. And that's 24/7, even on your bank holidays as well. So although I probably recommend your client to send in funds a day before, just to kind of give them a bit of leeway, they can send it in 1 minute before or even 1 minute after the pay run's due to go out. You never lose any work. You never have to redo anything, which is really nice.
Oh, that's great to hear. Yes, wonderful. So one thing I did want to ask was whether the monies are kept safe and in the client's name, which I think you probably just covered there. But that is something that clients do ask whenever we mention Telleroo to them the first time. Yeah,
exactly. So it's an e-money account in their name, and they are just transferring funds to themselves. So it was really important we done it that way. We don't want to hold client funds. It's completely in their name. Get their own unique account number and sort code. They can top it up using any reference they want, and they can even hold a balance in the account. I think it's about 80% of our clients do a kind of pay-as-you-go method. So the pay run gets created, and then they add the funds for that pay run. But some actually hold a balance in the account as well. So it's a really flexible system, completely up to them how you want it to work.
Great, thank you. What controls do you have in place to help with fraud? Because obviously that's another item that's really important to our clients when they think about using a service like yours.
Yeah, completely. And I mean, with invoice fraud, phishing attacks, all going up on the increase at the moment, it was really important for us to add features into Telleroo to handle this. And the two main ones, so it's actually free, that we have are we flag any new payees. So this will be flagged to yourselves and also to your clients. And they can actually check from inside Telleroo that invoice in Xero. So straight away, okay, if it's new, that's kind of high risk, and you might just want to double check that. And then we've also got two other flags, which is updated. So we've got updated showing if the payee's name's changed. So we generally find that happens when someone's accidentally changed the name in Xero of a contact. That sometimes happens. But it could also be, someone might be trying to send payments to themselves under a different supplier. So that one's a really useful one to have. And then the last one, and probably the most important one, is when the bank details get changed. Again, if someone in Xero, changes the account number and sort code, they might have done it on the wrong contact accidentally. That's what we see a lot of the time. Or it might be, fraudulent. we'll actually flag to you in Telleroo that these have been updated, and we'll show the old bank details as well. So as long as you're approving in Telleroo, then you're able to see everything, and you get a really nice high-level view, knowing that if there's none of those warnings there, you paid those payees before, and you're good to go.
Well, that's great to hear. I think that'll give our clients a lot of comfort about using your software. One other thing perhaps that people might want to know about is whether they can actually speak to somebody if they have a query, or is it a case that they just have to fill in a chat and wait a couple of hours for a response?
Yeah. So we have a phone number on the website, and it'll be me, Barney, Miguel, or Cami who will take the call. And that's online all the time. And then we've also got a chat there as well if it's not urgent. And we generally reply within about 20 minutes max. Sometimes it's instant, but we're happy for people to contact us either way.
Oh, that's brilliant. And I think it makes a difference sometimes that when you're making an important item like a payroll payment and something perhaps doesn't work, you want to be able to speak to somebody really quickly and not have to wait hours. And I must find whenever I've called up, the phone's either been answered or someone's called me back really quickly, which is really good. Really makes a really good experience.
Yeah, it's these small things, like it wouldn't matter if it was nothing to do with payments, but people always wonder, okay, like, does the reference matter? And it doesn't, but it's just something where it's in the back of your mind and you don't want that anxiety. So it's just nice to be able to just call and just say, look, I just want to check, is this okay? And we're always happy to answer those questions because it's much easier to answer them then than after the payment's sent and trying to fix it then.
Exactly. Yes, I think that happens in sort of many areas of business and life, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you've alluded to the changes in the payroll payment service that will be coming up, but can you give us any sort of exciting hints, just for our clients and listeners, that might be happening soon?
Yeah, so we're looking, and it's in development right now, a kind of more sophisticated monitoring platform for the accountant for Xero. So that'll be looking into more like kind of AI and machine learning into fraud. So even spotting something before it even gets created as a payment. We'll be able to, for example, validate bank details in Xero before they even get put into Telleroo. So we're now going from less of a reactive approach to proactive and basically flagging things before they even happen. And that should give you even more confidence when you're making payments through Telleroo, because before they're even in Telleroo, everything should be perfect. And all of these high-risk changes will be flagged to you straight away.
No, that sounds fantastic.
It'll be good, I think. Obviously, I don't want to go into too much detail, but it should see a massive reduction in any time spent. If someone types in the wrong bank details and there's a bounce payment, that still costs a lot of money for your firm and also for the clients if they're doing it. So we're all about, reducing the amount of time spent on payments. And that's our real core goal here. So with that feature, we should be able to really reduce that down and also get rid of the main thing, which is the payment anxiety that everybody always experiences with sending payments. So if we can get rid of that completely, then I think that's kind of achieved our mission and our goal.
Fantastic. It feels like you're going a long way towards that already, and we can't wait to see the changes that will come through in the weeks and months to follow. Yeah.
We're really excited. The whole team is, we're trying to think a bit out of the box, and we're not trying to do what everyone else is doing. And we spend maybe a bit longer building stuff, but when we release it, we really hope with all the testing that we're doing with different users that it really does make a big difference to the whole finance function and really reducing all of that time. It really makes us happy when we hear people say, you've actually saved us, 2 hours every week of our lives, which is great.
Fantastic. Really making a difference to people.
Yeah, exactly. In payments, one payment at a time.
Yeah. Great. Well, thank you very much for your time, Andrew, today. And we'll look forward to working with you going forward and introducing more of our clients to you as time goes on.